Hi everyone, I'm Eggfur, and today is a very special video for two reasons actually. First of all, this is my 300 subscriber special. I'm really proud to have got to 300 subscribers. I started making YouTube videos probably last March, so March 2020. So about 11 months ago now, and it's been really fun. It's been really interesting sharing my ideas and creations with you guys, and I hope you've enjoyed them as well. I've got 300 subscribers. I'm really proud of that, and I want to thank you all for getting me this far. It's also a special video because people who've seen my channel know that I don't build doors, and today I've built a door, and I'm going to show you this door, but it's a kind of special door, not any old door. It's probably the biggest door in Minecraft. It's also, apart from being massive, it's kind of tiny. Look at that. All that door. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to be showing you how to build this door. And you think I'm just winding you up. I'm not. I'm really not. The biggest door in Minecraft. The fastest closing door in Minecraft. There we go. And I will show you how to build that. And it's a Bedrock exclusive, of course. Technically, it's a seamless hipster door. A seamless hipster gravity block door, to be precise. But I'm going to call it the infinity door, because you can make it even bigger than this. It could be as big as you like, right up to build limit, and as wide as your simulation distance, with a few adjustments. But today I'll show you how to build a slightly smaller one than this. But yeah, have fun.
Okay, so let's dive straight in.
Before we start, I'm going to show you the mechanics behind this door. And what happened was I was watching a NavyNexus video, and he was doing some super smart stuff around sand pushers, which is very clever. And I'll link his channel. Not that I necessarily need to link Navy's channel. Hopefully you all know it. But I will put a link to that video. But he also showed this mechanic, which was invented by a guy called Fledger, who has a YouTube channel as well. And I'll link his too. And what it is essentially, if I have a bottom slab with an air block underneath it, then I can drop sand onto it and it stays a falling entity. So it isn't a block at the moment, it's still a falling entity. And that means that it all stacks up. If I place anything underneath that block, boom, it's gone. Okay, so it has to be an air block underneath the slab. Let's put that back. And what I'm also going to show you then is how we turn that into a door. So if I put a sticky piston here, a sticky piston facing up there, I'm going to put a lever on there and a lever on here. So the other thing about these entities is after 30 seconds, they destroy themselves. And that's a deliberate mechanic put in by the developers. And if we wait just a second, yeah, there we go. You'll see they disappear. What that means is if you make a door out of this, you can't leave it open for longer than 30 seconds or it will just disintegrate into nothing, which would be kind of a shame, especially if you made a really big one. So let's put some more of these back. Now, if I push this sticky piston into those falling block entities here, and then I pulse the piston, it pushes them up and they try to separate themselves out. And they end up in a big column, and these are now blocks, so I can break these all the way down. And that's how we're going to essentially make our door. And like I said, I'm calling this infinity door. And the reason I'm doing that is because it literally can be as tall as you want. So if I pull the lever back now, all these blocks fall down. They all end up in this one by one. Push it back, pulse the lever, and I can just tile that and have an absolutely enormous door that goes from pretty much bedrock up to build height, and also, you know, your whole simulation distance in width if you wanted, as long as your machine can cope with that many falling block entities. which I'm not sure mine could, but anyway. So there you go. That's the mechanic we're going to be using, and it's probably time to get on with some building. Right, so to build this, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a pulse extender. I'm using the comparator loop pulse extender. And the reason I need this is because we're going to use a button to open our door, and this will determine how long the door stays open for. And that means that, you know, we can make sure we don't go over that 30-second limit. So I'm going to put dust here. I'm going to put a solid block there and dust here. So what's going to happen is when I power one of these blocks on the edges, it'll be powered signal strength 15. The signal will pass around here, still signal strength 15. It'll get to here, and as it passes from this bit of dust, it loses 1 signal strength. So it'll go to 14, then loops around again, 13, loops around again. And each time it goes round, it takes 4 ticks. That's 0.4 seconds. It'll go around 15 times. So that's the length of time that this will stay open. You can, if you want to make a really big door and need it to be open for longer, you can just extend this. And you could add 1 more. You could, if you wanted, add 2 more or even 3 more. But this is 2 is enough for the door we're going to do today. Okay. Next thing I want to do is put a block at the back of here. And I'm going to put a repeater on 1 tick here and a repeater on 1 tick here. And these will be the 2 signals which are powered from our button and kick off the whole process. Put a sticky piston on there with a block in front of it. And now onto comparator here with a hopper behind it. And I'm going to put, I need some bows. We need to put some items into here. So I'm going to put 4 bows at the moment. And what this does is it determines how long you've got for the sand to drop before you start to actually close the floor behind it. So the more blocks I put into here, the less time we have for the sand to fall, and the more time it's just the door is open. Okay, so there is a simpler way of building this door, but actually what this does is it makes it really, really adjustable. So whatever size you make your door, you should just be able to change the number of items in here. And don't forget, you can, you know, put individual items in there as well to get the timing right. But you should be able to change the items in here and get the door to open for the right length of time in combination with extending this pulse extender if you need to. Okay, so opposite here, put a repeater down on 2 ticks. A repeater down here as well. And what this is going to do is you can see the comparator giving out a signal now, but when the pulse extender comes on, it'll extend this block out to here with the piston, and that'll allow that signal to come out of these 2 circuits here. And we'll come back to this in a minute. For now, I'm going to put a torch on top of here, and if you remember, when you power a piston, a torch attached to it goes off, like that. And then I'm going to put solid block on top of there. I'm going to run that back. However big I want my door to be. You go up to 15 wide. I don't know how far I've gone here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can go up to 15 blocks on here. Before you have to start doing anything clever with timing and repeaters and so on. I'm going to put redstone dust across all of that, and then I'm going to put another line of blocks on top of that redstone dust. Like so. More redstone dust here. And then just there, I want a repeater with a block behind it. Okay, so just here now, grab a sticky piston and place it level with this redstone dust, and you'll see that extends. And then I'm just going to do a whole row of them, another row on top, another row on top of that. So this line of dust here extends this one. This line of dust, when it's lit, will extend both of these because it's powering the top one, but also powering the block, which will power the bottom one. Right, on the end of these, we want to put more sticky pistons facing upwards, And on top of here, more sticky pistons facing upwards. And then solid blocks on top of that. So the circuit that the circuit you can see here. Where's that? Oh, that's what I was doing there. Yeah, so this is the circuit we saw earlier, where the sand's going to be on top of that. We push it out, we extend this, and that pushes the door up. These two pistons then, once all the sand has fallen down, will push out. This one will extend, and it'll push the floor up into this position here and close the hole. And that's what makes it a seamless hipster door, because all of the redstone is underneath and it doesn't show anything once it's open. Okay. Right, underneath here, let's pop a couple of temporary blocks there. This is where I'm going to put my bottom slab. I'm going to run that again all the way along and get rid of these. And then solid blocks along the side of these pistons with redstone dust on top of that. And again here, I want a repeater. Actually, I should say this repeater needs to be on 2 ticks. So go back and do that. That needs to be on 2 ticks. This one's on 1 tick. And then behind that, a block, 2 more coming out. So there's a row of 3 there. And we're going to put redstone on top of all of those. Then opposite this end one, go down to the floor, place 2 blocks, a sticky piston facing up. And then I need an observer facing into this block, so towards the door, powering out this way, so the arrow is pointing towards this block here. Okay. So that is actually the door pretty much done. What we need to do is we need to connect the circuit up to here and here. And we need to connect this circuit up to here. So let's get that done. I'm going to come across 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to build this in a way where I'm going to try and allow this to extend out further, because if you see, I'm powering all of these circuits from this end. So from this end here, this end, and that means I can actually come out another 14 blocks this way as well. So that gives you a door that's 29 wide without any difficulty at all. So what I need to do is make sure that whatever I build isn't going to interfere with redstone dust along there. So this is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to get some glass, and I'm going to come up this way, this way, this way. So place redstone now along here. We're going to go up a level, upper level, upper level, and then upper level there. That will now power this block, which will power this repeater. Okay. Get rid of those for the time being. And I can get rid of that and that. Right, so then this one, similar kind of idea. I'm going to put a block here, oops, not there, block here and block here. Put a repeater just there on 1 tick. Want redstone dust here and here. And then up here, I want to come down, and that's a temporary block. I'm going to put a top slab just there. And then I can bring my redstone dust down onto that, and I can place another solid block just here. And that slab is really important, actually, because the slab allows redstone signal to travel upwards, but not downwards. So when this extends, the observer will get pushed up. It'll send a pulse into here, which will power this circuit along there. But it won't be able to send a signal back down this way, because that slab won't let it. And that would then power itself, and it just get into a big loop. So by having this slab here, that makes it a one-way circuit, and it stops the observer from looping. Okay. So I think we are done. We'll need to obviously to connect these up to buttons in a moment, but let's give it a test first. So if I place a button there. I'm using a stone button. Remember, if you use a wooden button, it will keep the door open for a bit longer, which is fine. In actual fact, it will retract this, and you'll have longer for sand to fall down before these ones extend. So if you use a stone button, that's what will happen. If I press that, you see this retracted. These push out. This block pushes up, which will make the floor. And when it comes back, these push back out and pulse up, which will close our door. So that looks like it's working perfectly. And we can put some sand here just to test it. And I like to put in a bit more sand than I think I'm going to need for the test, because that's when we find out if we've got our timing from the items in the hopper right. Because some of them will get cut off like that. And that tells me exactly the maximum size of my door with that number of items in the hopper. So remember what I said is if I add more items into here, like so, then what will happen is that you'll have less time for the sand to fall. So you see this time it gets even smaller. And that for me, remember, floor height is going to be level with here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That feels like a decent sized door for me. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a floor in. So the floor is going to be at this height. So we'll have 3 sand blocks below the floor. I'm going to come out like this. I'm actually going to go out one more. And I'll probably speed this up a bit whilst I do the other side, so you don't have to watch it all. Okay, so there's our floor in. And now I'm going to bring up this signal from here. So we're just going to run the redstone dust along here. Remember, you must leave an air block here. So it's got to be that one space, which there is. So I can bring my redstone underneath that. And probably around here, I'm now going to come up with glass. Yeah, we're going to come out a bit further away from there. So redstone on there, redstone on there, redstone on there, and keep building up. Redstone on there, and redstone just here. And I can decide where I want my button to be. So I think I'm going to have my button probably around here. So I want to bring this along just to, so it's underneath where my button's going to be. So I'm going to put it there. Just grab that button. So when I do this now, hopefully, oh yeah, helps to have some redstone on there. So now when I press the button, hopefully, that goes down, the floor all closes up, and then it pops back out. That's one side done. And then this side, you have to be a bit more careful because it sticks out a bit further on this side. So I've got to avoid this redstone here. But we're going to come out like so. And then we're just going to tower up. Like this. Actually, I can probably come in one, can't I? Let's do it here. Perfect. So redstone on there, redstone on here, redstone on there, redstone on here, redstone on there. And this time I want my button to be maybe over this side, over here. Like that. So now my button could be here. And hopefully this one will work as well. It does. There we go. Perfect. So all that's left is for me to probably finish off the door. I've used sand. You can use any gravity block you like. It even works for anvils, although be careful about anvils because there is a chance that they'll fall on top of another block and break it. And if that happens, then your door will be a bit ruined. So I don't recommend use anvils, but you can certainly use sand, red sand, powdered concrete. So yeah, lots of different choices. Gravel, if you really want to. But yeah, so you can build your door however you like, and I will show you that in a moment. So I built the door. It's closed at the moment, and I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you very much indeed to all my subscribers. It's really, great achievement to break that 300 barrier. And if you're one of those guys, then, absolutely, you've been a great support to me. If you're new or you're just passing by, then, please think about subscribing. It's, 300 is a great number. I'd like to get a lot higher than that. So if you like what I do, check out the rest of the channel and have a think about subscribing. That'd be great. I think this is a really cool build. Bear in mind, it's using a bunch of unintended mechanics. Will it break? I'm hopeful it'll stay around for a while. This pattern, if you do make a pattern door, I have tested that through reload. So I've logged out, logged back in, both the door closed and open. I've even upgraded version and everything stays in place. There is no guarantee though. Okay, so if you build a pattern door, it does seem to be pretty stable, but no guarantee at all. I hope it works for you, but just a little caveat on that one. Okay, thank you very much everyone, and I hope to see you next time.